Well, hello there. Welcome back to another. Let's get this straightened out. Another Monday Night Live, people. We're back again. Anyone want to guess right off the bat? Put in the comments if you're watching this afterwards. But just have a guess of what we're working on again. You should know just from the thumbnail that was up. So we're back after Pumpkinhead sculpture again. This has been a long, slow challenge to say the least. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a hand. Look at that. I had said last week that I was going to work on this guy throughout the week so that we can basically kind of wrap this thing up tonight and um, maybe just have to do a painting thing in the future or whatever. However, he is still Hang on, I lost my camera. Let's see what happened here. How about now? We got sound now? Let me know. If you guys can hear me, type two, two into the comments. Testing, 1, 2. Okay, you guys can hear me again. All right, so let's try this again for the third time. Welcome back to Monday Night Live, where everything works perfect all the time. Uh, we're, we're continuing once again on this Pumpkinhead sculpt. I said that I was going to work on more on it during the week so we could get further on this because I want to get past this guy. That did not happen. As I was showing you guys before, this is where we're still at. Right here is where we left off last week. You know, we got some muscular legs, but we don't have anything on top. So basically, we're going to work on his shoulders and biceps and triceps, and we're going to give him some muscular definition there because the picture I have shows that type of stuff. I'm probably going to just slop that on because we're going to cover this stuff up with paper later. But we'll see how far we get. I would like to get, I don't know. I'm almost tired of working on the guy, but I want to get him done. He looks pretty cool. And I'm almost to the point that I'm afraid that I'm going to get frustrated with him and then get like not do details on him. So anyway, we're going to work on this guy. If you're here hanging out, like always, ask questions, talk in the chat, whatever, to bring up some conversation because I know that I'm going to probably get quiet again once again while I'm trying to work on this. But what took up time last week, I got that guy all done last week, so I finished videoing that, and then I'm still working on the edit. And there was a lot of stuff going on last week, so I didn't get my extra time. I didn't get to use on this guy. I worked on that guy. So back with this paper clay. I mean, I'm really pushing the realm of this paper clay staying good. This thing is going on 3 months now, I think. That's where we're at with that. And I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to get out of that before it just starts going bad. So hopefully everybody had a good week. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Weather-wise, you know, I don't know. I thought I saw some weather going on, but I've just been busy with so much stuff here, trying to get honeydews and things done that need to get done. What's up, Joey? Nice to see you. Let me say this, Rosani, nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Ross, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Joey, glad you're here. Glad you guys are talking. There's 5 of us now. We'll see how many more join up, and maybe it's just local yokels and norms that show up. I haven't seen Lupin on here yet. He's normally on here. Oh, thanks, Rosani, for the thanks. Thank you so much. I'm hoping to have that video edited and done and up by this weekend. So hopefully that'll happen. I want to move this camera around a little bit here. Give me this. And let's shift down a little. Is that going to work? I think that'll work. Try to keep him in perspective there. I still got to get this down where I've got two cameras. Well, I need to buy another camera to even make that happen, but we'll see. I think we're going to play around with these big shoulder stump, tree trunk things, whatever these are. Because he's kind of a mixture. Yeah, I think I need to watch the movie, but something about, I'm pretty sure the structure of him and the thoughts of him are like, this is, pumpkin vine type stuff that's actually in the structure of his body. That's kind of the vibe I get with that. That's kind of the vibe I get with these stump things that come out of the shoulders. Why is it giving me this weird? Hang on. Pull back up. I am here. We're still talking, I think. I'm looking at picture. Oh, I know why I just want to pull up. I understand now. I lost my preference pictures and I was trying to find out what was going on, and then I realized I unplugged this external hard drive when I lost my camera. So let me pull these pictures back up so I got something to look at. Okay. There we go. Now I can see this stuff again. Very good. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Yeah, where am I at? Oh, yeah, we're going to work these little stumps over. But this clay, oh, I need to take this off. This clay is really starting to kind of get on its, hello, starting to get on the backside where it doesn't really want to work. What I mean by the backside is kind of getting on the end of its life. 3 months down the road into this, using the same clay, it's still workable. It's still going to work, but it's really getting at the end of its life. So we'll see how it works. We're going to continue using it. I'm not making a new batch tonight or the next night or anything like that. So hopefully we can make this work. And these knobs, it's kind of got like a ball on the top side of it. What I might have to do, I guess I'll move you guys down so you have a little better shot of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So those little nubs on his shoulders at the very tops are like, it's really like a ball. And like I've said before, this paper clay does not work like a wet clay or just a standard clay that people are used to using. I may have to just kind of put that on there and then sand it down. You know what? That's what we're going to do. I'm thinking about this too hard. I'm not going to put any detail with this clay. I'm just going to throw this up and make a stump. And then when we go to skin this thing, I will create the detail then. But let's round the shoulder out a little bit first. All right. Because he's got some muscular texture. on these shoulders. So I want to round those out first. Then we will stab that on there. Yeah. Let's do this. We'll see about creating a little bit with the shoulders here. Just round this stuff off. Man, we're getting close to Halloween. I was thinking about that the other day. There's not a whole lot of time left. Got a lot of stuff going on with some of the videos from last year when I did the facade. They've kind of gotten traction again and been getting some comments on that stuff. And there's some folks out there that, because I think I talked about building that facade bigger, which is what I'd like to do. And there's been some people commenting on there saying they want to see that stuff. And I was just thinking about it the other day about how it's already so close to Halloween now. I've got to start thinking about some of that. Let's keep you in proportion. Try to anyway. Some of this delt needs to come down this way. This might require some sand in here later on. But this probably needs to calm down just a wee bit more. This is a challenge right here for me, right? For someone who's been a professional sculptor and doing things for a long time, maybe not so much, but just trying to get, just trying to really get the proper anatomy with the muscles here. This isn't my strong suit. I'm just used to building monsters. Most monsters that I build, especially pumpkins and things that are more viney or whatever, I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about anatomy. Hey. Okay, you all right? Love you. Have fun with the game. Hey, Craig's here. What's up? Craig, no, Canva's not in boot camp. He graduated boot camp last August, and then was home for a couple weeks after boot camp, and then took off to his MOS class because he went into intelligence. So he was in that for 3 months. Graduated top of the class at his MOS school. Man, I made these arms kind of long. Top of his class in MOS school, and then there are like 4 or 5 awards that those guys get for different things. Like you get voted on a gun ho award, and that's someone, if you had to go into battle, who would you want to go into battle with? He got that. Basically, every award that they usually service out between like all the Marines, he earned every one of them. And then he got some kind of a special deal because of the fact that he had earned all those awards. And since he did so well in that, he got to choose where he wanted to be stationed. So he is stationed he went back to California, back to San Diego. He's with the Force Recon group out there. And to my understanding, that's supposed to be like Force Recon is supposed to be a little more of an elite group. So he's with those guys. And he has actually started his job. And then he was home. He came home. He got some leave and came home during 4th of July there. We had him for like 5 days. It was a very short visit. But then I think he's going to get leave again around Christmas time, maybe. So yeah, past boot camp, past all that, and now actually doing his job. So he did well. Proud of him for what he's done so far. Got well, let's adjust this way. No, turn that way. That light's terrible, but we got a little bit of a bicep going on here. Built some tries on him. Mm-hmm. What's up, Keith? Glad to see you here, man. Dude, Craig, I second guess myself all the time when I'm working on this stuff. And I'm just pulling up some more picture detail. Thanks for. I don't know if Cam would qualify himself as a hero, but he's doing good. Keith, what's going on, man? I got that pumpkin shipped out. I don't know if you got any contact with him or not. I don't know if he's actually received that thing yet or not. It'd be cool to know. We're gonna see if we can do some real tricep detail on this little boy here. See if we can make him like a bodybuilder and give him that defined. Tricep head. Maybe not. We shall see. But oh yeah, anyway, man, Halloween is right around the corner. It's so close. I was thinking about that the other day. Here I am. I'm doing all these different projects, and I thought in my head, you know, you think you got all the time in the world to build for Halloween to get things ready, and then when I really look back at it, I'm like, dang, that's a pretty hefty tricep. I don't know. It might be too much. Too much. That hook's awful low. That works out up here a little higher. And guys getting ready to head out to the game, sis?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty soon.
Oh, where are these ball sliders at? Right here. Let's play with this a little bit. Come here. Oh, almost knocked you over. I don't know, dude. I haven't seen Lloyd yet tonight. But of course, he might have been on here earlier when I first started earlier. The live feed was all well. I lost the camera, then I lost. Then I lost sound. Then I lost people. And then some people stayed. Some people left. And now it's just all the misfits that are left. And I said I wasn't going to try to get crazy detailed in the muscle, so I'm going to try not to get crazy detailed in the muscle. Woo! Hello, what we got going on? He's in Canada. Yep, yeah, I know. Yeah, he's in Canada using that U.S. address. It'd just be cool to. I wonder if he's got it yet. That's the only thing I'm curious about. Craig, thank you, Craig. It says my attention to detail is incredible. I'm just trying to make this thing look like something. That's all it is. And then cobwebs, yes, cobwebs. Keith, you'd notice that is a bunny in the bottom right corner. He is a. I started making him for. Okay, I'm turning this other light on so I can see. It might screw up your guys' stuff, but I need some more light. Anyway, the bunny rabbit. The bunny was an Easter deal that I was going to do. I was going to make this crazy, gnarly, nasty rabbit. I've talked about this. Where were you, Keith? I've talked about this before. He made me super mad. I built him wrong. I didn't put good, strong armature underneath, and I fought him, and then I got mad at him, and then whatever. But I'll probably get him finished up, and then maybe get that. And I literally started that 2 years ago. So I've got a video that I started 2 years ago that I need to finish. I need to see this picture again. Up. They just got him with a basic bicep. I think that'll work. We'll flare this forearm looking thing out, and then we'll put the deal on top over there. And I think that that's going to pass. I think that'll pass. Okay, where am I at? Man, it sucks for Zani. It had some storms and all that type of stuff. Yeah, and especially if you get a lot of humidity, it really makes drying time a lot worse. I keep all my stuff inside in the AC because it pulls the humidity out of the house and it helps. And then put a fan on it too. I am going to buy. I borrowed once. There's a couple of years ago. A friend of mine had a pretty nice dehumidifier, and I put it down here in this room when I was trying to do like a bunch of stuff all at once, and it really helped drying time. So I need to invest. I need to invest in one. I think it'd be, for me anyway, it'd be worth it because of all these projects that I'm trying to do all the time, and it's always mache. So anything I can do to kind of make that drying time a little quicker. Let's bring this down to more of a point. What is that? There's a hair. Well, he now has a hair embedded in his shoulder. I'm not sure exactly where that hair came from. It's probably one of my cats. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. Yeah, I'm guessing it's from one of the cats. He's a little bulky right now. Those legs really kind of thinned out some, so this is probably going to thin out some too. And then after it dries up, if I need to thin it down a little bit more, I can sand this down. You guys that work with paper clay, I mean, you guys understand. I don't know how long you kind of let stuff go, but the longer you have the clay sticks around, the harder it becomes to work with. And it's just kind of where I'm at right now. It's just so much different than real clay, as if I'm some real good freaking sculptor with real clay. But anyway, nerds unite. That's great. Any new stuff, Keith? I've seen some of your past videos where you already got Code Orange going out. I'm curious. Hey, Bruce, what's up, dude? Nice to see you here. Craig, he has saw an Inside Out bunny once. I've seen one of those too. Yeah, Rosani, the dehumidifier is an awesome idea. It actually works out really well. Right on. So, Craig, you're in Florida. Nice. What did I hear? I heard something about another Florida man thing. I can't remember. My wife heard something about it. I don't even remember what it was. Anyway, there's crazy people everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, I just can't keep myself from doing it. Where's the spoon at? I need to make this. Bye, babe. Love you. Girls are going out to another ball game. The All-Star, I think it's Little League All-Stars are playing. They're going to go watch the game. It's a little definition there. I think that'll work. All right. Nope. Florida people are nuts. Hey, Keith, there you go. Dead end is here. I want to share screen real quick so you can see what I'm going to do here. Pull this up. Settings. No, 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 no. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Window. Okay. I'm not sure. Is this the window? Yeah, this one. So anyway, depending on, see, everything's different. Everybody's got their different depictions on there. I'll blow this up. The back of his forearm here is kind of natural, like a normal human, but this one, if you blow these up, you kind of have a look where this kind of separates, and this makes this like, that to me looks more like kind of like a wooden stump, like the end of a wooden stump, or maybe like the end of a part of a, like a vine, like a pumpkin vine. I like that depiction on that forearm right there. So that is the reference. That's how I'm going to kind of do these forearms for this guy. I like that. I like the way that looks. Oh yeah, Texas Hunters Convention wasn't too long ago. Ha! That's so funny. Rosalie says that bunny's casting a wicked shadow, and I hadn't paid attention to that, but yeah, it is. Let me pull this back up so I can see it. That's separated out probably in like, looking at that, it looks like it's kind of like three separate deals, maybe. How they did it to pull into one. So I'm going to kind of do my interpretation of that. And I'm going to run like a fat deal on the backside here. I'm going to need to extend that out just a little bit more. And then lay a couple more in on the front side. Kind of pull it together. Because it doesn't, yeah, it's not. And that's going to have to go longer. That's really going to waste down his arm. I kind of like this. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's kind of made a gap back here. This little, I want to say it's like a wood ridge, kind of in this elbow section here, and I like that. And I'm going to leave that. I'm leaving that poking out right there. I like that look. That might not be correct, but that's what I'm going with. I just can't help myself. My gosh, I said I wasn't going to try to worry about detail on this level since I was going to cover it, but here I am trying to smooth everything out and make it look a certain way. Hey, Lupin's here. Forgot to set his alarm. Well, you're here. Better late than never, man. Better late than never. You know what? This needs to be out. Oh, I've gone quiet again. Let's see. I believe that that's probably Craig wants to know, chat. Craig wants to know what's Pumpkinhead's superpowers. I don't know. I have yet to see the movie. Still haven't watched the movie yet. I know, well, I've heard at least. How am I wanting to do this? Shit. I'm under the understanding that some witch cast a spell for revenge of some type and created the Pumpkinhead monster. I could be wrong, though, because I have not seen the movie. Someone with more education on Pumpkinhead than I've got, please help out on that. Here I am sculpting a Pumpkinhead and know zero lore on him. Pretty sure Lupin knows some stuff. Dead End says his secret powers are claws, seeds. Cobweb says he tears you apart with his claws because he's a demon. I can see that. I see the demon parts of him. That's too big. Woo! Get back on here. Well, that does not look good at all right there. Come on. Oh, this stuff is almost impossible to work with now. So close to not being able to work on that. I'm pretty sure we covered that last time, Craig. I'm pretty sure I would say he's a male demon, and I think the costume and character was based off a male playing the role. Yeah, I'm not going to get overly crazy on this detail right here because I can already tell that I'm going to be able to build up some more of this detail with um, with the toilet paper. Once we get to that stage. It's kind of smoothing some of this harshness out here. I think that's going to work. I do feel like he needs a little point of an elbow right there. So we're going to put it on. Woo! Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, let's just do that. Do that as a little jutted point for his elbow. I think that'll work. Okay, cool beans. Let's get a look at these hands real quick. Might be able to do a little beefing on that, but most of that's going to have to be. I'm going to fatten up the hands just a little bit here in a minute, but most of that's really going to have to be tackled with the toilet paper when I'm skinning it. Where's this? Let's see if I can. We'll see the other photo. Blow that up. Come here. Bigger, bigger, bigger. And that's really setting like right here. there, and I'll get it started. I can drape a bunch of stuff over that. Let's make that bigger once we get there. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh. Well, I'm not sure what's going on in chat world over there. Looks like some interesting conversations, but yeah, anyway, it's spooky season, people. If you're building stuff for your home haunt or whatever, I hope you guys are getting after it. It's that time. But I mean, that's the thing, though. I'm always trying to build stuff all year round, except this year got slow. Doing this craft room kind of slowed everything down, but man, it's a lot nicer to come down here now. This old guy's a mix between a bodybuilder and someone who doesn't know how to diet, and but I think I can make all this work. Start pulling a little more of that together there. Oh, there we go. Got hair all over the place, and I have a pretty good feeling it's the cats. Supposed to have what I'm lost on the convo, man. Should probably tell stories about Halloween and spooky time, but we're going to be working on this instead. Supposed to rain here. I know we've been so low on rain. We need some rain. Earlier today, the radar that I was looking at was showing that we were just going to get pelted with storms around 10 or 11. It was going to break up, and then we were going to have storms again around 3 or 4 o'clock. And then an hour later, that entire prediction radar map changed. It wasn't a day later, it was like an hour later. I swear my weather station around here is worse and worse all the time. You can never trust the radar, any of it. I feel like there was a time when, a 7-day forecast might adjust a little bit, but as you got into 2 or 3 days closer, or 2 days away, or a day away, it was pretty accurate. Not anymore. This other guy over here in the background, though, this little pumpkin guy, But I finally got done last week. That's what I worked on. Instead of this guy, I worked on that so I get the video done. And I'm still editing that video. I didn't realize it. I kind of videoed that one like I did in the old days. And I've got 5 hours worth of footage on 2 different cameras. So I'm trying to get that video edited up and done. And the videos coming out on YouTube is going to be pretty straightforward, kind of quick, fun little video. And then I'm going to put together a real tutorial that I'm going to throw over on the Patreon side of things. Give those guys a little more attention over there. So we'll see how this goes. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Just alone in the house, in the basement. Sculpting out a pumpkin demon. You know, a normal Monday night. What normal people do. Hey, Linda, what's up? Glad to see you here. Oh, it's hot here too. It's going to be above the hundreds tomorrow as well. It's been hot here and no rain lately. The last time, well, I got to mow this weekend because it rained. It was decent, but it was 2 weeks that I mowed before that. And it was just dirt and dust. It's terrible. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Can you imagine 100 years from now, someone finding this creation that's got my DNA or hair from fingerprints? I know, right? If it would last that long, it would be crazy. Let's say, yeah, they put together some kind of. I could just hear people saying it was some kind of a demon monument to whatever. Oh my God, that could be funny as hell. Oh, excuse my language. That could be hilarious. All right, let's get some bicep motion on this guy and then work on this tricep again. I'll see about hitting that delt again to make it match up. Jay Webster, what's up, man? Nice to see you here. I don't know, Lloyd. Life gets better all the time. I mean, at least for a little bit, for me, doing something like this, I can just unplug from life and the day job. Come down here and wonder why I allowed myself to be talked into taking on such a detailed project to make out of such an unconventional sculpting medium. But hey, here we are. And tell myself that I just enjoy the challenge. I'm sure my head's right in the way where you guys can't see anything on that. That bicep, you need to be fatter up here, thinner down here. Move up. Ouch. All right. Yeah, I saw there's a lot of people out there that's had quite a bit of rain, quite a bit of storms. It's just my area. I mean, basically my little town right here in I would say a 30-mile radius. It's like there's some kind of weird bubble over the top. I don't know if it's because there's so many meth heads cooking meth around here or what, but lately the weather has just seemed to go right around. We need some rain. Yeah, these toilet paper fibers are just really wanting to roll out of this clay. It's not wanting to stay in there. It's not wanting to lay down very well. This is when it's a nightmare to work with. Let's take some more out of this area here. Man, I got a question. Has anybody seen Psycho Axeman around anywhere on anybody's streams or anything? I haven't seen or heard from him in forever. I hope he's doing okay. All right, Jay Webster. Get that. Rosani, see you later. Have a good one. I know it's like your bedtime, I believe, if I'm correct. Thanks for joining for a little bit. I'm excited to get past this guy and get to something more fun. Something just looks funky about that. We're going to add some back in there. Let's get this on there. Dang. On the truck at 4, that's an early wake up call, man. I get it, man. I've been busy too, but I'm trying to treat this like a second job. That way I can get some stuff done. I was pretty tired today, to be super honest. Another one of those deals where I could have, if it wouldn't been for things being live and some of you guys showing up, this probably would have been one of those days that I would have just not done anything. It would have been me on my own accord. Let's get just a little more on the backside of this over here. The old left arm over there, it kind of flows pretty nice. And this one's been a lot more of a pain. Get in there. You know, I haven't even looked up to see. I don't even know if this is in. You can see what I'm doing. I didn't check to make sure I was in camera frame. I apologize for only worrying about my balls and not yours. Here we go. Here we go. Let's come back together. Nice. Okay, okay. He got some big old triceps. My version, he's got some big tries. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I just want that to smooth out. I don't even need to waste my time with that. We're going to cover all of this. Oh, I have a huge problem with that. I know I'm covering this with a layer of skinning with toilet paper or whatever. But yet here I am just trying to pull this detail out of this. This is looking awfully funky. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I need to see this again. Yeah, that's going to work. Even if I got to ball that up a little bit more. Maybe it's going to work. Pull that out a little bit. I think we're going to make that happen with the skin texture. All right, so we're going to cut that off there. Let's cut this one off here. Let's do the same thing. But he's stretched out a little bit, so that's not going to be quite as defined as the other one. So that bicep should be pulled a little bit more. Just because of the way his arm is. All right, woo. Okay, holy cow. I know this gets. I need to quit saying that. It gets hard to watch. I have run out of things to talk about. I need to come up with some stories to talk to you people while I'm doing this. Uh, but at the moment, I can't think of anything. Now, if I was working on some little pumpkin guy I was making, like that dude over there, I could probably come up with some BS story, backstory behind him as we were building him. I can't do that with him. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look over here because I don't know what you guys are seeing and can't see. I need this out of the way. Move. Read some horror stories. Well, if I had not a bad idea, I would need a screen on the wall where I could read some of those horror stories. I don't know if I could read a horror story and sculpt at the same time. That might be too challenging. All right, we're going to get this kind of forearm situation taken care of on this side too. What did I do with... There it is. This. We're doing the same thing on that. On this one we did on the other side. Basically, I'm doing 3 pieces. Kind of looks like a bit of an open wood piece on the end. Once again, if any of this, when this dries out, if it looks odd or needs to be thinned out or kind of reshaping, since this is paper clay, I will have the ability to come back in here later on and sand it. This is all sandable. Once this all dries out, it is very, very sandable. You sand it, you can drill holes in it. Lots of stuff you can do with it. One eye on the screen and one eye on the figure, huh? Yeah, I bet you. You know what? That might be a good idea there, Lloyd. Is for me to actually watch the movie and then talk about the movie. I mean, some of you guys have already seen the movie, whatever, but I haven't seen it yet. That could be an experience. Got a crazy idea for a story, for a book, for basically a kid's story. Sometimes I've never written a book and I need to sit down and write this, or I need to get with someone who writes or whatever, so I could talk to them about this story. I think it would be the next, it's not a horror show, but the next Nightmare Before Christmas type thing. And there's so many times I wanted to talk about this and kind of tell the story, but then I get worried for some reason that someone who knows how to write would steal the story and write the book, and then I would be screwed because I told it on the internet. I don't know if I have any kind of protections to tell a story. It's such a cool story, though. It's probably why I like pumpkins so much. It's a whole new take on why people started putting pumpkins out for Halloween. I know the original origin stories of all that started with radishes overseas back in the day, over in Ireland or something like that. This does not. The story has nothing to do with the original origin stories of jack-o'-lanterns, but very, very neat idea. Okay, he's starting to kind of come along. He looks kind of sloppy now, but he's still in fugly stage, right? I know any of you guys out there that make any kind of projects from scratch, you always reach this fugly stage. There's always this stage in your creation where it's just kind of ugly. You can kind of see where you're going with it. A lot of people want to give up at that point. But I've learned personally over time that if you just stick with it, just keep going, that you get past that fugly stage and you got something cool. And right now, I mean, he was definitely in fugly stage earlier, but we're still in an ugly stage. But I can see this thing taking shape now. I can see that taking shape, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. Let's cut some of this off. There's an X-Acto knife somewhere. It's right here. So if I watch Pumpkinhead, I'm going to start off with the original. Anytime I come across any movies like this or any kind of whatever it is, and I haven't seen it or didn't know about it, I always start off with the first one, the first original one I try to find and watch. So if I look up Pumpkinhead this week, I can find it for rent or free somewhere. It's going to be the original. Then I know there's more out there, so I won't be super judgmental on the first one. I'm not real judgmental on most movies anyway, even like I enjoy a good B film. I can appreciate that. What did happen here? You always have to see the one that started the whole thing, right? Because if you didn't have that first one, no matter if it wasn't any good or not, you would have never had the rest of them. It's not quite reacting how I want it to, so I still think I'm going to leave it alone like that. And maybe I can sand some more detail into it this week after she dries up. Come out of there. I'm going to challenge myself too here pretty soon. I don't know. I got a lot going on. I wanted to challenge myself to how many pumpkins I could crank out in 1 month just to see. Because I've never done anything like that before. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm getting ready to start another project. Woo! It's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's this Minecraft thing, this creature deal. Can't remember exactly what it is, but I've seen some guys that have like made like realistic sculptures of stuff like that, like Minecraft world creatures. What if it was in a real life, whatever? And man, what was that thing? Oh, see, I'm trying to remember when I played with my kids. There was this one thing that you hit. It was this green dude. You hit him, and the thing would like turn colors and then explode. And there's been some people that have made some like kind of real world predictions of that, and I've come across a couple pictures that are really cool and kind of gnarly. And I saw one of them, and I was like, "Ooh, that would be cool as a pumpkin version of this creature." So, when it comes to the YouTubes itself and YouTube videos, that's the next project. I got some pretty wicked ideas. It's like it'll be like a four-legged little creature. all vines, kind of gnarly vines that are legs, right? That come out on the bottom side of his body. And then it's going to have just a viney chest cavity. Kind of looks like ribs or whatever. And then, where is this hair coming from? And then it'll have a pumpkin head, a jack-o'-lantern head on top of it. I'm thinking that should be pretty freaking cool. Oh, this stuff is just being a pain. Let's peel a little more off here. I'm just trying to thin this out a little bit. That was a little too thick. I'm trying to thin it out a bit, but there's so much paper fiber in here that it's just wanting to tear. Just wanting to tear. What did I miss? Yeah, Lupin, I get it. I don't expect perfection in any movie. I don't expect perfection in nothing. White Rabbit. I just watched a liquor bottle Spectre and tried to do it. Here a whole. Yeah. Now we're live. Hey, glad to have you here live. Awesome. Obviously, this is the first time you've hit a live. It's not quite as entertaining as the recorded videos are, but I try. So you did the rum bottle reaper. What were you having problems with on that? That's pretty straightforward. It is messy though. I mean, I can guarantee you that. It's easy to make a mess. Rufus, what are you doing, buddy? Come here. Come here, buddy. I heard you down here. What are you doing, Rufus, huh? Is everybody gone? Are the girls gone? Mom's gone? Bree's gone? You don't know where anybody's at? Hmm? What are you doing, buddy? Oh, yeah? You gonna tell me about it, huh? I got a visitor down here. He looks a little small in that camera, but trust me, he's a big dog. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. All right, we kind of got this forearm woody textured thing going on. This one looks a little fatter than the other side. Of course, it's going to shrink. Of course, the other side is going to shrink. If I have to sand it down a little bit, I will. Or maybe by the time it all gets sanded down and there's enough separation between this arm and the other arm, maybe we'll just get lucky and it'll just look okay. The least amount of work that I have to redo would be awesome. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? Crack in what? Crack Network. Nice. Creepier. Yeah, creeper. That's it. Looping the creepers. They creep up behind you and blow up. Yep, that's exactly what that is on Minecraft. So there's been these guys. You can Google like real life creeper or something like that or whatever, and it pulls up these different guys that have made some really cool depictions of what one of those might look like, you know, in a horror movie or kind of in real life. Very, very neat. They're very inspiring. So that's why I was like, man, I think I could do that with a Halloween theme. And I think it could be freaking sweet. Of course, we'll do pumpkin. It's going to be a pumpkin head that's going to be on it. It is not going to be a live class. That's post show because it's going to be the first one I'm going to do. And, but it'll be a video, right? And this is the last time on the live class that I take on something like this that I've never done before, because this ain't a class. Man, low on numbers tonight. 5 people. I've been incredibly unentertaining. That's okay. Every little live show helps step up my live game. I do like the ideas of horror stories. roll another little ball thing at the top of this one. Probably try to make those more pronounced. I mean, do I need the ball? Can I pull the ball off and just do... Can we just do... Oh, man, even that one's got it. But that's more like a stub, so I could do that. So this doesn't need to be like this. We can do this. We can do this. This can dry up, and then I can flare those stub type things out with toilet paper. Yeah, I like the idea of that better. We'll just nub that out later. Okay. All right. I am going to put a little padding on the top sides of the hands here. That way I don't have to use so much TP when we get to it. Yeah, I'm sure Keith is on his way home. Maybe when he gets back, we might pick up a 6, but generally, I don't know. We've had about 12 to 13 for the most part hanging out through these lives. Oh, look at that. And last time, look. I mean, Lupin, I know you were here. Lloyd, were you here last week? I'm going to blame you guys. Everybody that was here last week, I put a kneecap on this knee. But there's no kneecap on this knee. So I got to put a kneecap on that knee tonight. Well, let's just fatten this hand out right here. Just a touch. Yeah, I forgot Texas Hunters Convention was going on. Was that last weekend? Or was that the weekend before? I know Steve Reeves was, I believe Steve, I know Lloyd went. I'm pretty sure Steve was making some things for it and went. I think next year I need to try to make a more of an effort to go to some of the shows. It'd be fun to kind of make a whole bunch of pumpkins or whatever and then go as a vendor. But it would also be fun just to go. And talk to everybody. Okay. Just doing that to add a little meat to the top side of that hand there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Because as for actually sculpting the hand and fingers and knuckles and stuff, when I do that, it's only going to be done with like toilet paper or what am I trying to say? Paper towels. Make all that detail with that. This, I'm just trying to add some meat here. So it'll be easier whenever I work it over with the toilet paper and stuff. I have probably added way too much time and energy into details on this layer. Because those of you guys that have been here, if you remember on the head, we just really had some shoddy stuff that had built up with the clay, and then all the detail and all the texture, these wrinkles and everything else that I pulled out in the head, that was all just done with toilet paper and mache paste. So that's pretty much how I'm going to tackle the body. So this detail didn't need to be probably as crazy as what it is. I'm almost 100% certain I could have got away with less detail here. %. All right. I'm going to do a few more deep. Man, we're almost to the final little parts of this thing. Sweet. So, let's see. We need to add, he's got some crazy back detail, and it looks like he's got, basically, it looks like he's got some shoulder blades and just kind of poke out, and then everything else is like stretched or stretched here. I'll pull up this deal. We have a look at this real quick. Look at that shiny head. Let's go add to stream. So we look at that, but what I want to do is this. So here, let's look at this. This thing is pretty cool. I like the texture in the back on this, and this is, like I said, this is kind of shoulder blades, but it's almost like a body's been filleted open a little bit, if that makes sense. Like we got these overly exaggerated shoulder blade things that are popped out in some weird, grotesque fashion. They're not laid back like they're supposed to be. And that almost kind of looks like, you know, if you really look at this stuff on this figure here, let's see if we can get this up even further. Look at that. I mean, that almost looks like, you know, strands of pumpkin guts. It's like the inside of a pumpkin when you break it open almost, right? And it's got that viney, strainy crap on it. That's what that looks like. I think we're going to go ahead. It kind of rocks off of there. I think I'm going to just take some clay and make this funky shape and stab it on the back, and we'll create these two ridges, and then we'll do some bumps down the back here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll just do that, and then on the old gluteus maximus over here, see, we got, see, this one's not quite as detailed. I like the other one better, so I think we're going to exaggerate. This isn't over-exaggerated. We're going to over-exaggerate. We're going to do the spine through here. these muscles here, think I'm just going to do that with paper towel later, but we can go ahead and do a couple pieces of clay here, right? So we can put those on, let those dry up, and then run that texture through. So that'll work. Yeah. We need to add this piece, this here, and this here. That. We'll do some humps down the spine. This tail has got some separation in it. I don't know if I need to try to get that so thin. I'm not sure if clay is the right way to do that. That may be something we do with toilet paper and strands wrapped around that tail. That might be the better way to do that. So there's not a lot left to throw on the backside of this guy. And put those details in there. Yeah, Lupin, some people don't like to see their mistakes. They like to know they can make mistakes. When I'm trying to replicate something like this, my God, I'm sure I made all kinds of mistakes. So I never have issues when someone says, corrects it, says, hey, you messed this up or whatever. If it's already done, there's nothing I can do about it. The mistake just lives. So it is what it is. But when you're making your own creature, though, out of your own imagination, I don't think there can be mistakes. Like I made that, the original big pumpkin spider, when I made that thing, he only had 3 legs on each side, so he only had 6 legs on each side. And I thought, one, the materials I was working with kind of constrained that down, so that's why I did 6 legs instead of 8. But oh my gosh, when that video went out, there were so many people telling me how I did that wrong. And spiders have 8 legs, not 6. And I just had to ask them, how many legs does a pumpkin spider have? And then if they do have 8 or 6, can you verify that for me? Because I haven't ever seen one. So anyway, I got a dog over here whining. See, we're 1:59. We're 2 hours into this, and there's only 3 of you left. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to ask. Since there's 3 of you left, everybody else is gone. We're at the 2-hour mark. You guys tell me. I got a dog over here whining. He needs to go outside. I'm just going to add that stuff to the back in this, so it's got to dry, right? If you guys want to wait for me to let the dogs out and come back in and watch me do this and talk, cool. If you don't, you'd rather me just stop the stream right now, we can call the stream done, and I'll go let the dogs out and come back out and finish this up. You guys tell me what you want me to do. I'll give you just a little bit to tell me. Lupin's good with waiting. We'll give it a try. There's only 3 of you. Let me run him up here, take him out, and give you something interesting to look at. Let's back the camera up here and kind of face him at you. All right, I'll be back in just a moment. What's up, buddy? Huh? You need to go out? You need to go to the bathroom? Let's go. I'm on my way back. On my way back. Is there anybody left? What do we got? We picked up. We still have 3. Look at that. Joey, good night, man. Regina, thanks for telling me we're back. Here, sorry. There's the head instead of the crotch. All right. Hey, you know what? But you could see that dude back through there. So, not all was lost. Right. Let's get these pieces put back on. Again, we're doing this. Just a refresher. We're going to work on these little hip pieces and thank you, Regina. We're going to work on hip pieces. Oops. That's not the one I want then. This is the one I want. And then this awesomeness up here, or at least just that piece up there anyway. So that's going to be, should be pretty straightforward. No detail. Just in case anybody's wondering, I know I've said it before, but anytime I'm adding clay onto something that's dry, I always add a little mache paste to it to help bond. To help create a good bond. Kind of like all those guys that sculpt in, what is that? Polymer clays. They use a bacon bond. And we're basically doing the same thing. I want a close-up of that. Come here. It's a pretty thin plate that goes down quite a ways too. How thin can I make this? Now I'm not going to worry about detail, like the side detail and all that on here. It's pretty close to that shoulder. Because I'm going to create all that side detail with the TP later on. I just want this piece in place. Saturate this with some mache paste. To help get this to basically glue into place. After this dries, I may be taking this area in here and cutting that down some, or kind of changing the shape to it. Um, this stuff is so, as I've complained earlier, this mache clay is just old enough that what I'm trying to force it to do is actually kind of difficult. Well, we lost Craig too. Looks like we've lost Dead End Garden Haunt. We lost Keith. Keith is probably on his way back home. We lost Craig. Not sure where he disappeared to. We lost Rosanine, but she's always early. I think her time zone's quite a bit different than mine. Oh, hey, Pip. What are you doing, kitty? First, I got visited by a dog, and now I got a cat down here. But the dogs, I put a swing door over there, and they can push their way in here, but then they're trapped. They can't get themselves back out. Oh, Dead End's still here. Okay. I thought you were gone for sure, man. It's a good thing we didn't start talking any smack on anybody. Hey, man, let's see. That seems a little thick. Where did that? A little thick here, so I want to see if I can kind of scrape this thin a little bit. And these are probably, to be super honest, if this is honestly some kind of a weird shoulder blade, and these are honestly probably too big. I've probably made these physically too big, but proportion isn't quite right. but we're going to leave it, I think. Right. I'm just trying to trick the eye. It's not like I'm trying to build this guy to sell for a bunch of money. Right? Yeah, I know, Lloyd. You get you in there, Keith in there, and a couple others, and it's smash-central. Man, that's way closer. I'm looking at that. That has to come up. That's the wrong spot. That's got to come like up here. According to what I'm looking at, let's cut this off. Oh, this is going to get difficult. Real quick, where is my spoon? There is my spoon. This needs trimmed off. Come on. From from just some of the little bit of clay I've messed with, I know that right there, what I just did, is way easier to do with a polymer clay or a wet clay. And you can just basically slice through that and pull it off. We're there though. Look at that. Okay, just stick with me. See about thinning this down a little bit here. Get that out of there. Like I said earlier, I'm not trying to catch a lot of detail with this, but I do want to smooth out just a little bit more. That way it's not super lumpy when I'm putting the skin texture over it. I don't want it to hold up. Those are not the same. Oh my. Ooh. One of these is not like the other. But I think you want to leave it. Okay, all right. Woo. Oh my God, you're extremely right. That's how I'm feeling about that at the moment. Boo. I want to see this other back pick. Okay. Yeah, Regina, it's with a little bit of polymer clay that I've played with, it's much easier than this. But you know what? I'm all about making it hard. We're gonna let's put us some bumps through here for the spine. Oh, we need to do a couple offsets. I wish I could see the side of that hip. Uh, I might have to look that figurine back. Well, I can kind of see that. I know it's not the same, but it's kind of close. Let me fold that into that hip section there. All right, that'll work. Okay. Yeah, way more forgiving. But I tell myself, I try to remember back in the day when I first started. I mean, that was the whole reason. The whole reason I started doing one paper mache and sculpting was I just wanted to start playing around trying to sculpt something, and I didn't have the money to buy stuff. I didn't have anything there, but I did have a bunch of newspaper. I did have a bunch of junk laying around the house, and I had some flour and water and glue, and went after it, right? And then I just kept going, and it is. Yeah, Regina, you're right. It is so much cheaper too. Totally agree with that. And then I got to where when I was doing it, and when I was doing this, um, and looking all over the internet, there wasn't a whole lot out there. There wasn't a lot of information on it. There really wasn't much information on it, and especially with like trying to waterproof stuff and things like that, that just was about non-existent. Of course, there was pumpkin rot. Pumpkin rot was very, very elusive back in those days. He's still pretty elusive now. Um, there were some forums that were out there. Not a whole lot. There were a few forums out there. Um, Stalloween had just hit the scene, which I've always dug Scott stuff. He makes some awesome stuff. It was actually some of Scott's work that inspired me to try to go, because I did mache a long, long time ago, and it just fell apart, and I never did it again. So between looking at pumpkin rot stuff and what Scott was putting out there, that made me want to try it again. So kudos to both of those guys for inspiring me to get back in and play with this stuff some more. However, that being said, there wasn't a lot of info out there. There wasn't a lot of info on weatherproofing and all that stuff. So I just practiced and started playing with things and doing what I could. And then that's when I started doing the videos. First, to just kind of show stuff that I was making, and then to try to put some information out there that I knew I was searching all over the internet for things and couldn't find it. So then my goal was to start putting it up and talking about the things I learned and knew what was working and what didn't work. But Facebook, there wasn't Facebook. There weren't Facebook groups like there are now, or you got paper mache on the wild side and all that with Dan Reeder. Dan Reeder makes some awesome dragons, some other characters that are just awesome. There just wasn't a lot out there, so that's kind of what birthed this YouTube channel, was that. And then what really got me going was, man, I'm probably going to have to sand that down. There was a lot of people who just look down on this form of art or sculpting or whatever, basically was like, ah, it's a good beginner deal or whatever, but you can't really get serious with it, or you can't make serious props with it. So that's when I kind of got gun ho, being like, well, you may not be able to, but I'm going to figure out a way. Right? I always had that kind of stubbornness in me. So that got me going, wanting to do that. And then I was watching a lot of guys, a lot of people were building props and making things, and they're all super awesome. They're all super neat. And no discredit to anybody, because I got a lot of buddies that make some killer props in their home haunts and stuff. So there's no putting any of that stuff down whatsoever. I was always broke and had like zero budget to buy. Like, there are a lot of these guys that buy a whole bunch of skellies and stuff and whatever. And like, literally last year was the first time I bought skellies, and I bought two. I never had the money to buy that stuff. So guys are making some cool stuff using skellies and things like that. And I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? I just want to see, where does that go? I want to see if I can build things that are cool and look neat, and where people like, I wanted to build stuff that when people looked at it, they thought I went somewhere and bought it. And then for it to be made out of paper and glue, right? Out of junk. Like, a lot of my stuff's got plastic bottles in it and armatures. I wanted to be able to create things that looked awesome, that were out of junk, that people would just be like, I can't believe you made that out of that. That's where the catchphrase "something from nothing" came from, was that. Because the first few pumpkins I made, I was really happy with, and it just kind of blew my mind that I started the pumpkin and I just had this wad of newspaper sitting there, and then bundled newspaper up and taped some things off, and then did you know, a little strip mache here and there or whatever, and then got this form up, and then come across these different recipes for paper mache clay, and I was like, what is this? And so then I started playing with that and changing it. And then when I figured that stuff out, holy cow, that changed everything. I mean, yeah, there's paper clay that you can go buy at old Hobby Lobby and stuff, uh, but it's expensive. And I'm a clay junkie, especially when it comes to pumpkins. Like, a lot of people would just kind of exaggerate shapes on faces and stuff, but I'm a junkie. I use that clay to do all the pumpkin shape, do all that stuff. Well, that junk from Hobby Lobby and stuff's expensive. That makes a pumpkin. I might have, 20, 30, $40 in that thing. This way I don't. So literally, yeah, that was a big thing. One of the first few pumpkins that I ever came across and made, and I just kind of looked at it and was like, that was literally nothing. It literally took nothing, and we turned it into something. So that's where that tagline came from. Make something from nothing. It all had to do with that. Yes, Lupin Mache is much better for bigger projects. Yeah, this figure in clay, man, I don't know, but I see a lot of those guys. They do a whole lot of wire and bulking and stuff with aluminum foil first, foil of the Illuminati. And I've seen some guys actually almost sculpt with aluminum foil, and I can't do that. I've tried to, and I just can't figure that out. Maybe I need to play with that a little bit longer. Yeah, Joni with ultimatepapermache.com. She has some awesome stuff out there. She has good tutorials too. She hit me, and here's the thing that is a bummer. I need to probably reach out to her again. She reached out to me a few years ago about doing a segment on her Goodness, on her. She has not a vlog, not on YouTube, but a blog. So she does a blog or a website, and she doesn't do a lot of Halloween stuff. So she hit me up about doing that and techniques and stuff, and I wanted to do it, and I was like super happy she reached out. It was super awesome, and then things kind of fell apart around here for a while, and I told her I would do it, and then I didn't. I wasn't. Life kind of fell apart, and it didn't happen, and I felt bad, and I didn't reach back out. I've got her email address, and I felt bad. Maybe I should reach back out to her, see if she's still interested in something like that. As long as I can pull it off. Right now, I'm like, let's get this off of me and back over here. I feel real busy between working this guy. The next Monday Night Lives are going to be quick build, something fun, something easy. But I want it to be something that can be put out in the yard. So we'll figure that out. Something I've done before, so it can be real class. Again, everybody that's new that showed up, these are supposed to be a class. Supposed to be a class. Something that we do together and you guys build along and so on and so forth. This thing turned into more of a challenge than a class. But anyway, between that, between these other videos trying to get done, between this guy, it's getting kind of busy. And then, of course, and Halloween is honestly right around the corner. I've got repairs to make on that facade because I broke it when I took it down. It fell. Repaired some of it, and then I didn't have real good storage for the roof, and it's kind of jacked up between cats getting on it and clawing it because I didn't hard coat any of that foam, which should have been done because I didn't have the budget to buy hard coat. I wish I would have. Now, so I got to redo the roof, and I need to redo the roof in sections where I can take it apart. Because I can't really take it apart. I need, oh, come on, give me a break. I need it to come apart so I can store it better. So I need to make some alterations to that. I would love to make that bigger and hide the entire house with it. We'll see how that goes. I'd like to make an actual cool mausoleum. I need to redo some fence. Come on, baby, get on there. That is not wanting to stick. Oh, I want to get this edit done on this little guy over here, man. I'm trying to make it a fun video. But the edit's quite a bit of work. I'd like to make a bunch more of those guys. I'd like to have my yard kind of full of things like that. I kind of wanted to do one of these on every single spot where there's a rib connecting, but I'm not going to be able to pull that off. No, I'm sorry. Every time I get to concentrating, I quit talking. Yes, you do. Yes, it's Keith's fault. And man, yeah, hard coat is expensive, but dude, I wish I had the budget for it because it would have. I need to go ahead and figure it out and get some bought because I really need to hard coat. Even if I had to repaint all of that facade, I really need to hard coat it so I can get more years of use out of it. Because last year was the first time I'd ever done a. I've always wanted to do a facade, always, but never had the time, never had the extra money to throw into one. Last year, I just kind of bit that bullet and did it. Man, I was happy that I did. For me, I was like a little kid, man. Little kid at Christmas time or candy store, got that thing up, and it was just one of those long-term kind of goal things that I've wanted to do, and finally pulled it off. So I want it to stay around. I really like it. It's fun. It's neat. I want to expand on it. I mean, that's it, man. I've been hunting my yard for. I'm 46 years old. The house I live in is the house I grew up in. And I have been decorating for Halloween, basically haunting the yard and scaring kids in the yard since I was 16, 15. 15. Yeah, 15. And just, yeah, it's always been super fun. It was always something I look forward to doing. And I'm all by myself. I mean, that's pretty much it's me. I get help scaring on Halloween night, but as far as building props, building the facade, setting up and tear down, that is all me. And it's funny, I'll get buddies that come over here, and even my brother, he comes over and they help scare. And while they're in the moment and everything's fun, they got a million ideas and things to do that would make it a lot more fun. But no one's showing up to help build. 30 Santa at work, sneaking a peek. Awesome. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I agree with that, Lupin. As far as the investing in it, absolutely. Um, I've got some parents that pull kids up. They're terrified. I used to have a lot more that did it. Not so many now. I always found it to be pretty funny. Now I've got parents that are. Man, I've got some awesome parents because we got hay rides and stuff to show up, and then we got parents that'll be maybe there's some girls in the car truck. We're talking. Still got these kids that are like 13, 14 years old that, especially the girls that are too scared to come into the yard. So I got parents that'll park the truck, park the car, whatever it is, next to the house because there's always like just tons of people, right, coming in, and then they'll find me or they'll find one of my buddies that's roaming the yard, and then they just will give us the keys to the vehicle, tell us what side of the car, whoever's on or whatever, and they just let us go to town. It's a lot of fun. And then we try to back out. If like there's a little bitty one, they're super losing their cool, we'll back down a little bit. But last year I kind of did it where my little town in Facebook, I announced there's a Facebook group for the town that if you had little ones that were super scared and you didn't want them to get scared, then if you brought them between the hours of 4:30 and between 4:30 and 7, so there wouldn't be anybody out there scaring. But then after 7 o'clock, if you come into the yard, you're fair game. And that went over pretty well. I mean, and a lot of it was probably due to the facade being the way it was, and we got in kind of a newspaper thing um, in Joplin, which is kind of a closer, bigger city to us. I mean, it's not real big, but it's way bigger than what we are. And so before Halloween, there were people from Joplin driving down to check it out with the lights on and stuff. So Halloween night, we had kids we had cars starting at 4:30. We were from 4:30 until 9:45 or something like that. I think was the last car that came up, and we finally turned the lights off. Oh, and we had one more show up like at 10, and we were all just kind of winding down in the house. And that little guy, he he made out like a bandit because he was a little dude. He couldn't have been more than 6 years old. He came up to the deal by himself. Now there were no lights on, so I mean he missed half the fun of that stuff. But when he got to the door, we still had quite a bit of candy left, so I just dumped the whole bucket in his bag. Happy Halloween. Expression on his face was awesome. Yeah, Luke and I always kind of wanted to do a haunt as well. I actually wanted to build one. Uh, Maybe one of these days. I enjoy. Okay, I'm stopping right here. We're leaving it. This thing looks kind of funky. Is that too big? No, I think that'll work. I'm pull that into his hips. Okay, we've got shoulder blade things going on. They're a little rough. But like I said, we can shape these up a little bit better once they dry out too. And then once we're layering this all up, you'll never know the difference. So I don't want to get a bird's eye view. We've got him. Don't have any claws on his fingers yet. We do got a little bit of muscle texture going on. We got the deals in the back, ridges coming down. I think it's going to come together pretty good. So yeah, I think that's going to work. I think it's going to come together. Anybody that's still here, 4 of you, awesome. Thanks for being here as normal. Anybody new to the channel, if you want to support the channel, anytime we're doing a live, you can always do a super chat. Those are always appreciated. All those funds go to this. And then if you want to support the channel further, there is a Patreon page. I'm going to try to put together a couple, well, one video for sure this week for those guys. Not on that dude, but on something else. And all their funds, so that's part of it too. I haven't spent so far this year of the Patreon stuff. I have not spent any of that money, and it is kind of stashing back. So if I can get, where I have enough free time, like I said, I want to make that facade bigger and stuff. So, and of course, if I do facade work, then that's going to be YouTube videos and all that junk. So if everything pans out right, then I will be using truly some of these videos, and some of the stuff is going to be funded by viewers just like you. Oh, Dead End, brother, you do too much all the time. I appreciate that. Super chat from Dead End, $19. Appreciate that. You support all the time. It's great. Campsite, pew pew there. Usually pretty tame. Yeah, tame haunts are fun too. I enjoy them. I like to scare the kids come in for Halloween, but I also like it to just kind of be that creepy, cool scares. They come up as well. While I'm talking about people supporting and Dead End through his stuff, Ben, thank you, Lupin, for being here for the stream. And don't you guys that aren't monetarily supporting, don't think that I don't appreciate you. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys that are here talking, chatting, showing up every Monday to keep me in line, or even watching the other videos. That support helps out a whole lot as well. Really does, and I appreciate all of that. All that being said, I am going to build another pumpkin, and I'm going to do a giveaway for patrons and for, if I can remember who all has done super chats on here. Try to throw you all in a bundle and do a giveaway. I'd like to give back to you guys that are monetarily supporting, say thanks. And then maybe I'll do another giveaway closer to Halloween just for all these viewers that show up regularly and whatever, I'm trying to give back. You guys are giving your time. Some of you guys are giving money, which is awesome. So I'll try to do what I can to give back to you guys as well. Oh, keep an eye out this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be Friday, Saturday, whatever. There will be a video on this dude. Should be a pretty fun video, full editing, no boring stuff, pretty quick. And then for those who are interested in really wanting a deeper dive on that guy and how he's actually made, I am going to put together a reel with the footage that I have, true step-by-step tutorial on that. However, it's going to go to the patron side. So if you want to see more than what you can see on YouTube, you'll be able to find it over at Patreon. However, if you've done some of this stuff in the past, or if you've done a little, mache work and this and that, you should be able to, by watching that video put together, get a good gist of how it was built and put it all together. But for that extra detail, I think that's what I'm going to try to do. So anyway, where was I? I'm going to close this thing down. We're getting long-winded, but we're talking about pro haunt, working at a haunt. Lupin brought that stuff up. I really enjoy the yard. There was a point in time that I really did want to do like a real haunt. I've got this wicked idea for a real haunted house. That's basically 3 haunted houses inside one haunted house, that if you bought tickets and went back again, more than likely you wouldn't see the same haunt. You would be pushed into a different haunt and see a whole different thing. So it's be a cool idea if I ever got that far. All that stuff being said, man, I really enjoy YouTube. I enjoy making these little props out of cheap materials and showing you guys how that stuff's done. So if I can keep that stuff rolling, maybe do a little, thought about writing a little book on how to make pumpkins, because as of right now, I've got about 7 different ways to make pumpkins. I think that could be cool and a nice little softback book or whatever type of thing, so someone just have it on their table, type of all kinds of stuff. That's kind of what I want to do. That's kind of where we're going. We need to quit talking about me. I look forward to seeing all you guys. I appreciate all your support. Lloyd, thanks again, man. You already wasn't doing that to get you to do it. You already you showed a lot of support. I really appreciate it. Next Monday, we're going to skin this guy. We're going to get this guy's skin done where we can paint him. So basically, we're 2 more weeks. We're going to have him done. I am going to do a little bit more work on him this week, so that he's prepped and just ready for skinning. If I skin him beforehand, we'll be painting, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll wait and we'll skin him on live. But here he is, man. He's close. It ain't perfect. Those muscles aren't perfect. The details aren't perfect. But by the time we start throwing toilet paper on him and really playing with it, we're going to be able to achieve the same kind of detail that we got in the face. We're going to be able to hide all this stuff, and we should get that same level of detail on the booty, on the body. So he should be pretty cool. Oh, you know what? Talking. I still got to put a kneecap on over here. I almost forgot it again tonight. I'm going to put a kneecap on him before I go to bed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all. Hopefully, I'll see all you guys again next week, and we'll get this guy really, really close to being done. Everybody have a good night, and keep making something from nothing.